Good morning. Welcome to 49ers in 5, your daily update on everything happening with the team that you need to know. I'm Rob Stats Guerrera. Today is Tuesday, August 15th, 2023. Here's what's happening with your San Francisco 49ers. Yesterday was the day after a game, and you know what that means. Injury updates. The good news is there were no injuries from the Raider game, which is incredible. How many times can we say that for the 49ers? Kyle Shanahan did provide a list of players he expects to get back this week, and it's a little long, so forgive me for checking the notes. Robert Beal, Kalia Davis, Danny Gray, Dre Greenlaw, Drake Jackson, and Elijah Mitchell are all expected back this week at some point. Unfortunately, George Kittle is not expected back this week. They're going to keep him out in the hopes that he could return next week. We will see. There is also a list of guys that are out for the entire preseason, but hopefully could be back in week one. That would be safety George Odom, Ray McLeod, although it's very, very doubtful. Apparently, he keeps telling Kyle Shanahan not to count him out. We'll see. And Oren Burks, that's a new one. He didn't get hurt in the Raider game. He actually got hurt in the joint practice with the Raiders on Friday when he collided with Devontae Adams. He has a PCL sprain, so he's going to be out for the entire preseason, hopefully back week one. That opens the door for a couple of linebackers, Jalen Graham and D. Winters, who looked good against the Raiders at certain points. They're going to get a lot more playing time. Also, Marcelino McCrary-Ball will probably see more time as well. So that linebacker competition is kind of heating up a little bit. Now, to the quarterback news. I know that's what you're here for. First, let's start with Brock Purdy. Great news. No more restrictions for Brock. He's not doing the 2 practices on, 1 practice off thing. That's all over with now. He's good to go. So the closer we get to week one, the better the news has been for Brock Purdy, which obviously should make everybody very, very happy. Now, when it comes to Trey Lance, Kyle Shanahan had the opportunity to look over the film, of course, after the game. And his answer about Trey's dropped interception that turned into a touchdown was pretty similar to what he said, but he added a specific point for Lance to focus on, which I think is interesting, and I want you to hear.
What I like is he didn't react, and he saw a hole and tried to rip it. And there was some guy coming from the backside that he didn't see, and but it wasn't a gun-shy throw. Those are things you learn from. I kind of like seeing him trying to make that play, regardless of the result. And obviously, we got a little bit lucky. It ended up being a good result, and I wouldn't have been happy if it was a pick. But I can understand what he saw rolling out to the left. Usually, when a middle third player cuts a route, someone's vacated in the middle third, and that corner was hesitant to get there, and so Trey didn't see him, and he let her rip, and those are things I want to see more of them. I mean, not picks and bad decisions, but just playing a little bit faster, a little bit more aggressive, and I think that was one that he did that on, but also the other ones that I mentioned it on that weren't just lucky, they ended up being good.
I thought that was interesting because he basically just told the world what Trey Lance needs to do to get better. Just let it rip, buddy. Just be aggressive and throw it. And hopefully that's something that Trey Lance can build on when he plays in the preseason again next week. We always give you one thing to watch, one thing to read, and one thing you might have missed. One thing to read on this Tuesday, The Athletic has a list of the top 25 NFL players under 25. There are multiple 49ers on the list, and made me wonder, are we really sure about a Super Bowl window being only this year and next year? Not quite sure. If you want to read the article for yourself, click on the link in the description of this episode. One thing to watch. We all kind of thought that Isaiah Oliver was going to be the nickelback, right? He was a free agent signing. Steve Wilks said he was the best nickel cornerback on the market. Listen to Kyle Shanahan's explanation when he was asked why Isaiah Oliver played on Sunday when the other starters didn't.
Because he isn't a guaranteed starter. I mean, he's been doing that spot a lot, but there's a lot of competition there, and we sat down our outside corners, but yeah, we weren't well enough. We didn't want to sit down any nickels and needed some guys to play because there's a lot of things we're still deciding.
Ooh, that is not a ringing endorsement of Isaiah Oliver by any means. So apparently keep an eye on that nickel cornerback starting job. One thing you may have missed, a couple of running backs have new homes in the AFC East. Ezekiel Elliott is going to sign with the New England Patriots, and Dalvin Cook is going to the New York Football Jets. That's a wrap on today's 49ers in 5. Please rate, review, and follow the Gold Standard Podcast Network, everybody. Bully Ball Podcast is up today. Jason Aponte and Steph Sanchez will be live. Early edition, 8 a.m. Pacific time. No, check that. 7 a.m. Pacific time. extra early edition. But don't worry, it'll live on the YouTube page all day long. It'll be there waiting for you like a good friend with a cup of coffee when you wake up. Please enjoy that. Like and subscribe, to the Gold Standard Network YouTube channel. I'm Rob Stats Guerrera. We'll talk tomorrow.